to our next ILINX Insider session where we've got some really cool things to share with you. But as always, I'm going to start with some slides to introduce our people that are attending as well as the topic and everything like that. So without further delay, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through these slides. So I'm going to go into presenter mode. All right. So as we've had before, we have joining us Randy Weekly, who is our CTO, and I'm Greg Council, our head of product marketing, and we have another guest, Mike Peterson, who is a senior systems engineer and just all-around ILINX expert. So I think the really cool thing here is we're going to have a nice conversation, and as Randy reviews some of the things that we're going to talk about, and who knows where it's going to lead. So. Before we start, again, I want to let everyone know that these sessions, these iLinks Insider sessions, are part of our broader iLinks user community. The Insider sessions are are a special type of event where we are working to share and share with you advanced knowledge and some insights into what we're doing and things that are about to come out. But we also offer a whole bunch of other things within our community, such as articles, thought leadership articles that you get previews from and you'll eventually see out as blogs and other things, as well as video interviews. So if you've gone to our community site, you've probably seen a couple of video interviews with Mike talking about really interesting topics. So we want your participation. Go to that iLinks community and hit the subscribe button, and you can get notified when things are coming out. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is what you're viewing now, and subscribe to that channel so you'll get notified when new videos are available. As always, we are recording this session so that you can access it and share it with others within the organization as needed. And again, from a technical standpoint, there might be a broadcast delay if you have questions or anything like that. I'll be monitoring those so we can get to them. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, it's ILINX 9.5, our new upcoming major release of ILINX that includes a lot of capabilities focused on moving us forward on our journey to providing a comprehensive cloud-based process innovation platform. So not only can you deploy inside your organization on your own servers or on your own private cloud, but this is the same basis for our ILINX cloud offering. And really, when you talk about why you want to go to cloud, it's about managing access from anywhere. So as we've all seen over the past several years, this increase in needing access for various types of staff, your hybrid workforce, so to speak. So home workers, partial home workers, in the office, wherever they go. And then, of course, for the IT folks, it's really about ease of deployment and management because you can access it anywhere. It comes with all of those other benefits too. So with that said, I'm going to hand this over to Randy, and he's got some stuff to demo, but we're going to really go through a presentation that enumerates through all of the really cool things that we want to just kind of park and highlight that we believe you should know about before this release comes out. And then we've got some special stuff at the very end that Randy's going to share with you that I think is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen sharing. And Randy is sharing his screen now. So take it away.
All right. Can you see the presentation?
I can.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Greg. I'm going to go through a few slides. Sorry about that. And talk about some of the high-level features that we will be releasing in 9.5, which that release is imminent. There are over 100. Obviously, we can't cover them all here. 36 requests from hopefully some of you on the call today or watching this video. We will be providing the standard new features content that will be available on the Help Center, and that will be available probably next week. And we'll try to get everyone on the call a PDF of the new features as well. So be on the lookout for that. So one of the big features that we have done for 9.5 is a new desktop application for our administrative functionality. So you see some screenshots on the left hand side. So what this means is if you open the Capture or Content Store production client, you will no longer see the admin tab. All of that functionality has been extricated from that client and put into this desktop application. Now, we understand that desktop applications come with some drawbacks that you sometimes don't have with a web-based or browser-based application. But in this case, we believe that you're going to get some better functionality because as an admin, it's likely that you are going to need quick access to multiple systems. So whether you've got a production capture content store system or and a maybe some lower level environments, UAT or certainly a dev test environment, you can access all of those environments directly from this single desktop application. So it allows you to not have to open new tabs, go find your favorite links, go find that, and log in, and things like that. So this is going to be a little bit of a benefit in that respect. Additionally, in 9.5, we have consolidated the import export RM servers together and provided centralized management through this new desktop application. So you no longer have to RDP out to your servers to administer those products. You can do that directly within the admin desktop. So it's going to save you a lot of time. And when we built those two servers together, we have made them 64-bit native and done some architectural improvements to improve performance there, as well as scalability. Some of the limitations around multiple servers working on a corpus of information has been lifted. Now you can have multiple servers working on the same application to do various things. So that's going to improve scalability there. We've also done some enhancements around the retention management capabilities. So more and more of our customers are having to manage very large jobs of retention, dispositions, and executions of different types of jobs. And so we've improved the performance for these large jobs. So whether that's in the server backend performing the operations, whether it's in the records or the retention management user interface and pagination for large jobs. Lots of improvements there. We've also added a reject option, so you can review a document, and if for whatever reason you need to exclude that particular document from processing, we have a reject option that will mark that so that it doesn't get touched. One of the other main areas of investment for us in 9.5 has been the ILINX Flex client. So we have heard from you, our customer base, that you want other options for your end user browser choices. We've had Flex for 10 years or so, ever since I've been here at Image Source, but over the years we have invested and we've ramped that up over the last couple of releases. In 9.5, we're going to hit, I would guess, probably about 99% feature parity with the production client. So there's really no reason why you can't start moving to the Flex client right now. Additionally, we have added some features to the Flex client that you won't have in the production client. So just going down to a few of these features for 9.5, full, complete, advanced capture support for, you click on a field, it's going to take you to that page, zoom in and highlight that extracted field. You can open multiple documents in different browser tabs. We have client-side barcode processing now. And here's an example of where we have enhanced the Flex client that we don't have in the production client. And these are new annotation types, sticky notes, stamps, shapes, and we'll even be releasing some freehand capabilities. And that's a commitment, customer commitment. So that'll be available coming up probably here as a hot fix in the next few months. So we'll be on the lookout for that if you're interested in that. Burned in markups, the ability to convert a PDF to TIFF just with an option right in the client. Some security enhancements like idle time, auto logouts. Um, got a new feature where you can check in a document, and we've got an add similar one, so it'll remember the your content store application and um, your inputs, and just use those as defaults when you're checking in new content. And of course, as we always do with every release, as we're in there looking at the code and enhancing the code, we're looking for opportunities to enhance performance. So we've got some good performance enhancements for Flex. Records directors, we have a few customers that are using the new records director came out, I think in 9.1. We've added over a dozen new enhancements to that. We also have a patent awarded for this product. This product has been refactored as an Engage package, and I'll talk a little bit about more of what that is coming up. We've added advanced task management, so you have a flexible interface to create tasks for these records requests as they're processing. The ability to search existing content in Content Store and bring those into a request. And we've got some really slick duplicate detection. So if you're adding a document that has already been released as part of a previous records disclosure, then you can choose to use that. So you don't have to go through the review and redaction process again. So cool stuff.
Yeah, let me interject on the records
Absolutely.
director. So for those of you that are uninitiated, records director is an example of what you can do with the ILINX platform and actually creating essentially a fit and finish product. So records director is not only a really capable public records request solution, but it shows the power of how you can combine all of these capabilities of ILINX and then front end it with Engage. And Randy's about to talk about Engage and how important that is. That just presents a very modern user experience, somebody that's user centered. So I mean, it's pretty exciting. And as you said, we're always coming out with new features. So check back soon and often, and you'll see new things. So okay, so I'll shut up now.
No, good. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. So just some kind of miscellaneous stuff here on this slide. We released a no code integration to allow you to call REST APIs from workflow. And you know what? There's no coding. So you can just map batch fields into whatever receiving REST API you want. We demoed this on the last customer community webinar. So if you don't have that link to that recorded video, reach out to Greg or me and we'll make sure you have that. But in the demo, we'd use this IXM to wire up integrations and push capture workflow information to Zapier and Power Automate to do things like adding information into a Teams channel or sending an SMS text message. Another feature we added, dynamic or database pick lists into views. So this was a highly requested customer request. And so that's in there now. You can create your views and they will have the same dynamic database pick list capabilities that you get through the standard client UIs. We've added a running comments widget for eForms, some KPI widgets into our dashboards, um, lots of new improvements and additions to our REST API site. I can't remember how many we've got in total, but it's getting very near 100 different REST APIs across the product. So really great way to build integrations into the capture content store, eForms, and analytics functionality within ILINX. And if you've got questions or you want some examples, of course, we've got help documentation around that, but we can also provide you code samples. We do provide code samples with the product, but we can provide you some additional ones. We can provide you with some Postman collections that show you how to use those from Postman, whatever you need there to get you started. So let's talk about Engage. If you're not familiar with this, this is our customer internal and external user experience platform. Allows you to service internal employees and external groups of users. So your suppliers, your customers, your constituents, whatever that external user community looks like for you. You can service both internal and external on the same platform. Very flexible. If you got any questions, we'd love to give you a demo of this. Um, but we're switching this particular product over to a quarterly release cadence. So this is only this product and products that are delivered through the Engage platform. So I mentioned earlier, and Greg touched on this package framework, and this is a framework built in Engage that allows us and eventually customers to create packages that are deployed within the Engage framework. And the good thing about this is it allows us to deliver products much more quickly because we're really just delivering a unit of functionality that can take advantage of all of the underlying ILINX framework, but we don't have to develop your security and your user management and your access management and the user interface and things like that. So if you're familiar with the concept of the workflow IXM, this is a similar concept, only it creates a user experience and then allows you to tap into those same types of things that the IXM would. So we're excited about that. And I'll give you some examples of some stuff that we're coming up with in just a second. We've added social media icons. We've added some new navigation and layout options. We've added the ability now that you can view Office documents directly within Engage. Actually, I think it's close to 100 different Office or different document format types you can view directly within Engage. Also, the Engage uh, system is being used for our new customer experience, our new customer portal. So I think we have about 75 or 100 customers up on that right now. So it's been kind of a slow rollout. So if you're interested in participating, eventually we'll get to you. But if you're interested in participating right now, reach out to Greg or myself, and we'll figure out how we get you connected and get you up on that experience. But this is really a neat way that you can get familiar with the Engage product. And you'll see we have a new download center. So if you need to download your software, your ILINX bits, that's available. And that is done through an Engage package. And we'll be doing, well, actually here, let me switch to this next slide. Getting a little ahead of myself. So this is the Engage customer experience. The screenshot here is the new download center, giving you access to all of your licensed ILINX software, license files. We may put the new features doc up here. But this is your portal or experience into the image source world. So right now it's some basic information, your downloads, but we're going to expand this over time and provide access to some of these packages that are in development. So kind of a beta preview, if you will. And you have to be a customer to get in here. So this is just a customer preview. So we have two open AI integrations packages right now. We're doing some generative AI stuff. We're doing some natural language searching and processing and stuff. So these are demoable right now. We're going to put some polish on those, and then we're going to make those available through the customer portal. So you'll get to touch and feel and play with those, and maybe get some thought process around how that might work for your organization. And I'll beg you in just a little bit for some feedback. But this is to kind of tease you into our beta world and get some exposure to that, so you can help us take these really killer cool capabilities that everybody's talking about and figure out ways that we can map those into your environments and deliver lots of value for you, and really help us do that, because that's why we get everybody on the image source side. That's why we get up in the morning is to help our customers get value out of our software. So we've got an RSS feeds package that's ready right now. We'll be releasing that'll be available as well. Latest news. We also want to use this as the platform to deliver code samples and recipes to you. So I mentioned, if you're interested in the REST APIs, we can provide some Postman collections that you can just import in your Postman environment and use those to call our REST APIs. We'll provide those samples and stuff through the ILINX customer engage experience. So that'll be pretty cool. A new product that we released with the Engage 2023.3 release, which was a couple of months ago, is a tribal enrollment management system. This is for a number of our tribal customers. It has complete enrollment management. for your members. It can generate certified official documents like an ID, like you see here. We track ancestry, blood quantum for your ancestries, automated blood quantum calculation and eligibility calculation. So, really powerful product if you're a Native American tribe. All
I
right,
think
so we want. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say what you just talked about engage and all of the packages that we're going to offer and everything. I mean, anybody that is using iLink's platform that hasn't looked at engage, you've got to do it. You've got to look at there. Not only does it give access to some of these really new cool things. Randy mentioned it gives us the ability to deliver products on a lot more rapid basis. So that's all about rapid application development, otherwise known as low code, no code. And we're going to expose those things, but it just provides this very polished way of presenting not only traditional information that you store in iLinks, in the iLinks content store or within workflows or capture, but it allows you to rope in and present all this other types of information. Randy, you mentioned RSS feeds. I think there's a chat capability, all these other things that sit on top of that are really focused on user interaction and user experience that is it's super exciting. So contact us. You want a special demo of Engage and everything it can do, we will give that. We want you to be in there and be in with us. So I already did my pre-bagging, so at the end you can do your bagging too.
Just to
That's
add
great.
on that, just add on that, engage experience, the quarterly releases and not necessarily being tied to, specific versions, just being able to be a little bit more fluid in how you're able to customize and improve that and not necessarily have to, work with the entire uh, maybe iLinks modules on the back end, like capture and content store, being able to work with that particular product more fluidly and improve it.
That's right. Actually, Mike, you reminded me too. One of the goals, and with the 23.3 release is a reality, is that Engage will work across multiple iLinks backend versions. So when the 23.3 release came out, it was tested and certified on iLinks 9.1 and 9.5 ahead of release.
Nice.
So these more frequent upgrades for Engage really wouldn't do much good if it was tied to a specific release of the iLinks backend platform. And so we made sure that it's 100% using the iLinks REST APIs, and so that's part of the drive to improve and expand our REST API portfolio. But also, those REST APIs are much more resilient to backend change. And there are occasions where, as we release new REST APIs, there may be a piece of functionality that's available in a new version of Engage, but it won't break if you're running an older version of the iLinks lower stack. So, yeah, great. Thank you for that, guys. Okay, so we wanted to give you a peek at some of the stuff that we're working on right now. So, safe harbor statement here. Don't hold us to this. Some of this stuff may change. But one of the things that we are doing is the next generation of advanced capture. So this is really going to make the front end much more easy to use, speed up the creation of your projects. It's going to provide all the same functionality that we do today, plus some other things. So we're modularizing a number of the classification and extraction engines so that we will provide more choices for that. So obviously everybody's been up playing with ChatGPT, probably aware of what's going on with Microsoft Azure and AWS and Google. Um, those are powerful billion-dollar technologies, and so we're not going to compete with that, but we want you to be able to leverage that. If you have investments in that, or you just want to take advantage of those extraordinary technologies, we're going to build those out of the box. So we will have our own. So if you want to run on premise, that's fine, the way you do today, and those will all be available. We will be expanding those on-prem options as well, but we'll also be allowing you to go out to Azure and possibly AWS. So we'll see where that goes, and if you have feedback, please let us know. But that's one of the really big things that we're working on, is to make those capabilities available, because we know everybody's wanting to get a hold of them and wanting to use them, and they're fantastic. So So that'll be a big deal. As well, those vendors are providing pre-trained models, where they get their hands on millions, perhaps certainly tens of thousands of documents to train classification and extraction engines. That's challenging for us to have that kind of data, that broad data set. So in the case where they're offering some out of the box stuff, we definitely want to make those available to you as well. Of course, we do have out of the box invoice. We've got some claim stuff, receipt stuff that's out of the box where we have had the necessary truth data where we can build those models, and so we'll certainly continue to make those available as well. But really just providing more options for you. One of the things that we are working on is cognitive services. So if you recall, we released our cognitive services functionalities, the backend primarily in the 9.1 release. And so this was the ability to take call center recordings or any audio and run them through some cognitive services for speech to text translation. And that's working fantastic. We have that in production. But we're going to enhance that both on the understanding side and the presentation side. So in addition to just doing the speech to text translation, we'll be able to run that through some more fuzzy identification logic so that you can look for areas within a call or an audio recording, and we'll be able to bookmark those. We'll be able to extract those sections out, and then ultimately we'll be able to redact those. So in redact, I just mean mute the audio. So if you're playing that information back, non-privileged users will not be able to hear a social security number or see that in the transcript. We'll also be doing sentiment analysis. So this is really great if you think about a call center where I've got 10,000 calls recorded. Wouldn't it be cool if I could say, show me the top 20 angriest customer calls in the last 30 days? And I could go in and I could listen to those and find out what's going on. We'll also be doing generative AI summarization, so that you may have an hour-long call. You really just kind of want to know what the call was about, and we can provide that information for a quick hit. Or you can do full text searching on either the summarization or the actual transcript content.
That is super. That I mean, I have a couple of things to comment on. One is that this next gen advanced capture, and then this cognitive services is really about handling all sorts of information and all their modalities. So the advanced capture one, I've spent more years than I care to admit toiling in trying to figure out how we can solve, make advanced capture available just about any organization. And you mentioned two things: data, and then the time it takes to configure these systems. And so that's what that's all about in making and roping in those more challenging issues of how to use document-based information within a workflow. But then this cognitive services thing doubles down on handling the modality of audio and bringing that in and helping you utilize that information and process it in a kind of a similar way and add it into the workflow. So those things together are super exciting in terms of making it easy to use this information, process it, harness it. And as you mentioned, we've got generative AI, so we're gonna make use of these tools in pluggable ways that are optional, and then solve those kinds of complexity challenges for people so they can use them.
That's right. And so this sentiment analysis and this document summarization here, this is very relevant to our cognitive services and call analysis. But we're going to make these capabilities available for your document corpuses as well. So your ILINX content store application, don't know what that's going to look like, but we may just have a button that you press and say run sentiment analysis on this application, and anything that arrives that's new, or run summarization, take the summary, put it in this new index field, or tag it onto the document as a compound document. I don't know what that's going to look like, but this is just our first application, and this was a customer request. We're working with customer on some of this stuff. But we really want to hear from you if you've got ideas about how we can leverage these emerging technologies within the ILINX stack. So another way that we're working with AI is we've embedded machine learning into the ILINX workflow system. So this we're not reaching out to some web application here. This is actually embedded directly within the ILINX workflow. So the IXM will allow you to select any number of your batch or document indexes to use as input or dimensions within a model. And we can train on your existing data. So if you've got thousands of batches sitting out there, we can go grab that information and train up a model. If you just want to do day forward, that's fine. We can do that as well. Once you've got your model trained, then we can run predictions on new workflows that are going through the system. So you will take information here. You see a classic example of predicting a premium on a monthly homeowner's appliance insurance. And so very doable. I think we have a demo of this coming up here in the next couple of months with the community here. So we'll show you some detail about this. The other thing that we've done is if you're familiar with our server extensions, you know today that you can create VB and C# code. We create an execution context to allow you to do anything you want within that batch using VB.NET or C#. We've done the same thing with Python. So Python is, if you're not familiar, it's a language been around a long time, probably the most prevalent language used in creating machine learning solutions today. So if you go to Hugging Face or LangChain or Pipey, or there's a ton of different sites out there that aggregate and store and curate these Python scripts that you can use very simply, and you just run a command to install it, and then you can call it directly from within your ILINX workflow. And again, we create that batch execution context, so you have access to all your batch document data, your document data. I'm sorry, your document binaries. If you wanted to do some type of computer vision, there's tons of Python scripts that allow you to do computer vision type of solutions. So we'll be coming out with some recipes to show you, kind of what we're thinking about that. Again, looking forward to working with some of you on that. I'm going to go
Yeah,
quickly. I know we're kind of, sorry.
that prediction, uh, that prediction IXM prediction technology, that's especially exciting to me. There's so many processes that with just a basic level of predictive analysis, being able to improve those processes, sending work where it needs to go to different personnel that have the skills to be able to work that based off of what's coming in. Um, that's huge. So really excited to start putting this one in and getting it in use.
Great example, Mike. Yeah, skills-based routing. So tech support ticket comes in, run it through a model, and predict who the best department or even person to route that workflow to. Yep, great example. I think we're running a little short on time, so I'm going to breeze through this. We have a new product we're working on called ILINX Convene. This is an integration with Zoom and Teams in the future to allow you to coordinate the exchange of information between people on a virtual call. So our first target is virtual courts. The judge or facilitator will be able to send e-forms to any of the attendees. And those forms can be pre-populated with case information. The attendee can review, provide a wet or digital signature through our ILINX eForms product, and hit submit, and instantly the judge will see the results of that, or if we're generating PDFs from that or whatever, he'll see that. The other cool thing is if the judge says, I need a copy of your ID or whatever, through this system, we can prompt them. The user can upload a copy. Most of us don't have copies of our driver's license laying around. So there's a QR code they can scan with their phone, take a picture, and that gets uploaded directly into the court case. So pretty cool functionality there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it in terms of the slides. Here is our plea to you. We would love to work with you on some of these things that are coming out. So whether it's some of the machine learning stuff, whether it's some of the stuff we talked about with content understanding, generative AI capabilities, we have all of it, at least at some level, integrated within ILINX. We just really want to work with some of you to come up with some high ROI use cases. We're also working on some vertical, I'll say vertical-ish solutions. So you saw the tribal enrollment management solution. We talked about records director. Those are kind of vertical types of solutions, but we're very interested in working with you if you've got some ideas there. Right now we're loosely targeting some grant management, case management, permitting and licensing, and invoice extraction has kind of been on the table for a long time. But and then candidate features. We're always interested if you've got ideas about how we can improve the products. That would be awesome as well.
Yeah.
So let me just quickly, because Greg had the slide that said demo, and I don't want to
Yeah, don't
disappoint.
disappoint us, Randy. We want to see some software.
All right, so I'm logged into ILINX Engage. This is just a very basic layout that I've created here just to demonstrate this advanced visualizer. Excuse me. I've got a call down here that I'm going to open. Give myself a little more room. So this is the Cognitive Service Advanced Audio Visualizer. Need a better, shorter name for this. But I don't know whether you can hear that in the background, but it's playing the audio file. And as it plays through the audio, it's going to synchronize the each sentence as the audio plays through that. Pause that. We've also done a text search in the audio transcript file and found areas that we're interested in and created bookmarks. So these will take me to those locations in the audio file automatically. So if you think about a use case where I'm giving a constituent information about a new program that they potentially want to sign up for, and after my 30-minute script that I'm reading, I need a verbal attestation. We can find that, we can bookmark that. So if I'm doing auditing or just want to hear that, we can tag that with a bookmark. And instead of having to speed through or listen to 45 minutes of the audio recording, I just click a button and it takes me right there. We've also run this transcript through sentiment analysis and provide the positive, neutral, negative, and a composite component as well. And then we've also run this through a text summarization to pull out, just a basic summary of this call, which is a short call, but if it's a 45-minute call, it'd be nice to have just, some of the high points about the call. We're also playing with the ability to run this through an entity recognition engine. So if you think about a customer support situation, it would be really neat if I could pull out entities like the product that they're talking about. So if I've got a very broad product offering, we've got, I think, 30 some products in the ILINX suite. It would be kind of neat if I could group those calls into the product subject. So, I've got product support cases and I'm seeing, 90% of them around a particular product. That may or may not be something I need to look into, but it's definitely some good information. So that's kind of cool.
I think that's super slick. And that summary bit, in, I can't see it completely, but I mean, having a summary of a long call is amazing in terms of enabling just to become more efficient. And then you've got those bookmarks. I can see this being actually used in tandem with Convene if you're holding, let's say, school board meetings or city meetings and things like that, where you're doing recordings and then providing this. Oh, and by the way, if you need to redact stuff to fulfill a public records request, then it goes in with ILINX Records Director. So we can create our own mashups here. That is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Okay, that's it.
That is awesome. So yeah, thanks, Randy. Ultimately, if we're going to put a bow around this and sum it up, is that 9.5 is just the continuation of our journey on enabling anywhere access to your processes and the information that you need to move things through. And okay, you're not going to see us trumpeting and making up a bunch of hype around AI, but it's already in there. Whether it's advanced capture right now or in the very near future, or as Randy, you just did, talked about cognitive services, and then to be able to front end that and to put it all in more of a composable interface with Engage. I can tell you firsthand, I wouldn't consider myself a developer, but I've had a whole lot of fun stitching together ILINX workflows and content and putting it up in an Engage user experience, and it it is truly kind of a citizen developer type of world that we're enabling here. So thanks to you and the development team. Mike, anything that you saw that you want to just touch on before we go? I put you on the
I don't know if
spot.
we have enough time. I don't know if we have enough time to go over everything that we're excited about
There's a
here.
lot.
Yeah, I think some of the big things here, obviously engage. Um, that's a huge,
Yeah.
huge thing there. Several of the others, the Flex product, all the improvements there and extension there, and really getting into the web technologies on that. Um, those are huge. So I think that's what we're most excited for here.
Right on. All right. Well, again, thanks for attending. If you have any questions, want to see a demo, go deep dive in the technical stuff, or just want to access and start playing around with Engage, give us a shout. We're all about collaborating and sharing as much information and sharing ideas, and we want your involvement. So again, Randy, thanks to you, Mike, everybody else, and we'll see you very soon. So keep a lookout again in our ILINX community. We'll be posting up this video, but we'll also be alerting you to our next session where there's going to be a lot of cool stuff, as Randy mentioned, around this thing called AI. So again, thank you very much and have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.